Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
It is a gorgeous night at Shaw Park in downtown Winnipeg. Not a cloud in the sky as we get set for another edition of Safeway Goldeyes Baseball on Shaw TV. Tonight, the Winnipeg Goldeyes host the Gary SouthShore RailCats in Game 2 of a regular season-ending 4-game series. Safeway Goldeyes Baseball is brought to you by Safeway Ingredients for Life. Good evening and welcome to Shaw Park. I'm Mike Beauregard, filling in for Al Foster. As I mentioned, barely a cloud in the sky. Rain is not a concern, as it has been in our 2 previous telecasts on Shaw TV. Around 20 degrees at game time, and it'll dip down a little lower than that once the sun goes down. The Goldeyes lost the series opener last night, 3-0, a rare off night for their vaunted offense, held to just 4 hits. Let's see if they can rebound tonight. But the big story is Gary. The SouthShore RailCats, they trail Lincoln by a half game in the battle for the final playoff spot in the American Association Central Division. Lincoln has the night off, so Gary has to win at least one of the next 3 against the Goldeyes to qualify for the playoffs, possibly 2, and maybe even all 3 of the games coming up against Winnipeg, depending on what Lincoln does. With more on tonight's game, let's go upstairs now to Scott Taylor. Scott?
Thank you very much, Mike Beauregard. Let's go down to field level and Sarah Baxter with the national anthems.
For the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons' command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Sarah Baxter with the national anthems of both the United States and Canada. Hi, everybody. Scott Taylor, along with Mike Beauregard tonight. It's the Goldeyes and the Gary SouthShore RailCats, and we're just about set to get started. Let's go down to field level with the starting defenses. The Goldeyes starting defensive alignment, the boys out in the carpet, is brought to you by A&R Carpet Barn. Visit one of our 2 locations at 50 Archibald Street and 655 Pembina Highway. Luis Allen is behind the plate. Here we go again, as always. Casey Arthur at first base. Brock Bond is at second base. Tyler Kuhn, the shortstop, and Jake Blackwood at third base. This is the Goldeyes lineup that, barring injury, will head into the playoffs. Donnie Webb is in left field. Reggie Abercrombie is in center, and Josh Mazzola starts in right field. Ethan Hollingsworth is the pitcher, and Ryan Pineda is the designated hitter. The Goldeyes starting defensive alignment brought to you by A&R Carpet Barn. Visit anrcarpetbarn.com. Your Goldeyes starting pitcher brought to you by Lower Level Sports Cards at 189 Henderson Highway. It's right beside the subway. Visit us at lowerlevelsportscards.ca. Mike Beauregard, tell us about the starting pitcher for the Goldeyes tonight.
You're making me work. I had to run up the stairs after eating breaded pierogies.
Actually, you're in very, very good shape. I was impressed for a man of your advanced years to get up the stairs as quickly as you did.
Ethan Hollingsworth, 6'2", 200 pounds, out of Kalamazoo, Michigan, a 7-1 record this year, 3.56 ERA, 45 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting .252 against him, and we saw him in our last telecast on Shaw TV. Pitched decently through the mid-innings, and I guess in the end it was sort of the bullpen that let the Goldeyes down as they blew a 3-0 lead and lost to Sioux Falls.
Your Goldeyes starting pitcher, Ethan Hollingsworth, is brought to you by Lower Level Sports Cards at 189 Henderson Highway. We're right beside the subway. Visit us at lowerlevelsportscards.ca. The RailCats starting lineup brought to you by Pembina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, proud supporter of your Winnipeg Goldeyes. Visit us at PembinaChrysler.com. There you see Drew Martinez, one of the top hitters in the league. He bats second. Danny Pulfer is the leadoff man. He wears number 22. Zach Mitchell hits third. Henry Wrigley fourth. Josh Romanski, the fifth hitter. Craig Maddox bats sixth. Ryan Babineau seventh. Wally Backman eighth. And Drew Murin hits ninth. Drew Murin, one of the leading hitters on the team. So they go pretty tough from 9 back to 1. As Danny Pulfer steps in, the RailCats starting lineup brought to you by Pembina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, proud supporter of your Winnipeg Goldeyes. Visit us at PembinaChrysler.com. So Ethan Hollingsworth will face Danny Pulfer, who comes in hitting .310. He has 7 home runs. He's driven in 60. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. It's low for ball 1, and the game's opening pitch is brought to you by Metro Center Limited. For trailers, trailer parts, and accessories, visit Metro Center at 620 Nairn Avenue. Ethan Hollingsworth, the right-hander, has had a tremendous season for the Goldeyes. As Mike pointed out, 7-1, 3.56 earned run average. And as Mike mentioned, he just came off that 3-2 lead when he left the ball game, but the Goldeyes bullpen couldn't hold it. And Chris Kissick took the loss that night. There's one chopped foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pleasure to welcome Mike Beauregard into the co-pilot's chair tonight. Ken Wiebe in Toronto. Al Foster in Paris. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, I think the south of France.
Oh,
apparently.
lovely. Flying
that
to
is
Paris
very high end.
in the south of France.
Oh, he's one of the more handsomely paid Shaw employees.
I would
He
say.
can afford that trip.
Nice for him. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Pulfer. Here's the pitch by Hollingsworth. Off-speed pitch. Fouled off. Oh, that's why you bring your glove. Nice catch by the fan. Tremendous catch. Got the glove up there. Saved his wife, who's still a little concerned. Oh, here's a replay. We got the replay of this catch. It's great.
And a candidate for catch of the game.
There you go. Brought his first baseman's mitt. Good for him. 1-2 the count to Pulfer. Here's the pitch by Hollingsworth. There's a ground ball to Blackwood. Tough play. Handled nicely over to first. He couldn't make the throw. We'll see what Steve Eitz and the official scorer decides on this one. A great play by Jake Blackwood at third base. Tremendous effort, but just not a great throw to first base. They'd have had Pulfer. The throw pulled him off. No decision yet. It's going to be a hit. Pulfer's going to get an infield single. So there's a runner at first with nobody out, and here comes Drew Martinez. Martinez hitting .361 on the season. 2 homers, 62 driven, and first pitch is on the corner for strike 1. Drew Martinez is the number 3 hitter in the league. Brent Cleveland, who will be the MVP, is hitting .369. He's from Wichita. Then Casey Harther's .363. Martinez and Alex Nunez from Grand Prairie at .361. Tyler Kuhn at .358. Another pitch just misses outside 1-1. Danny Pulfer has 5 stolen bases on the season. He's been caught 3 times. Hollingsworth, the off-speed pitch, fools Martinez. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Martinez drove in 2 runs last night. His batting average is up 70 points this year over last in his 2nd season in this league.
It's the same with Casey Harther, who hit .306 last year, .307 last year, hitting .361 this year.
Adjusting to the league's pitching.
There's a ground ball back to the mound. Hollingsworth to second for 1. Back to first, the double play. Good defensive effort by the pitcher. And a 1-6-3 double play. And that erases Pulfer. Let's have another look at this one. What a little excuse-me swing, but a good defensive play by Hollingsworth to keep his balance. Make the throw to Tyler Kuhn. No question about that one. 2 away quickly with nobody on, and here's Zach Mitchell. You talked to Drew Martinez before the game, didn't you, Mike?
I did. We'll hear from him a little later on.
Mitchell hitting .266. He has a home run, 48 driven in. Top of this order, pretty impressive with the addition of Henry Wrigley, the number 4 hitter. Swing and a miss. Quickly, Hollingsworth gets ahead 0-2. When Ethan Hollingsworth has that change working, which he has so far in this ball game, he is effective. Hollingsworth, strike 3. That buckled the knees of Zach Mitchell. First strikeout of the game for Ethan Hollingsworth. And the Goldeyes are out of the first. No runs on an infield single, no errors, nobody left, as Danny Pulfer was erased on the double play, and Ethan Hollingsworth has a tremendous first inning. We've played at the top of the first. It's Gary nothing, Winnipeg coming to bat. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball with Scott Taylor and Mike Beauregard. Glad you could join us here on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Welcome back to the ballpark. As Mike told you, it is a perfect night for baseball. They're having Boston pizza. It doesn't get any better than that. They're having some ultra lights too. A nice way to spend an evening. Time now for your starting defensive alignment for the Gary SouthShore RailCats. It's brought to you by A&R Carpet Barn. Visit one of our 2 locations at 50 Archibald Street and 655 Pembina Highway. Ryan Babineau, the catcher. Henry Wrigley, who came over from St. Paul as the first baseman. Zach Mitchell is at second. Danny Pulfer, the shortstop. And Wally Backman Jr. is at third base. Of course, his dad, Wally Backman, played for the New York Mets for many years. Josh Romanski in the left. Drew Murin in center. And Drew Martinez is in right. Stephen Hiscock is the pitcher. And the designated hitter tonight for the Gary SouthShore RailCats is Craig Maddox, who is also used as a catcher. The RailCats starting defensive alignment brought to you by A&R Carpet Barn. Visit anrcarpetbarn.com. Your RailCats starting pitcher brought to you by Lower Level Sports Cards. It's at 189 Henderson Highway, right beside the subway. Visit us at lowerlevelsportscards.ca. Michael, tell us about Stephen Hiscock.
Well, he comes in here, Scott, with a 10-5 record and an ERA of 4.50. 6'2", 153 pounds. Odd dimensions, but boy, can he chuck it. He's second in the league in strikeouts with 102, and he's a workhorse. Second in the league as well in innings pitched, 140 innings pitched. This is his 22nd start. Opponents are hitting .302 against him, so perhaps an opportunity for the Goldeyes offense to revitalize itself. This is his first year in independent ball. Last year he pitched at the AAA and AA levels.
The RailCats starting pitcher, Stephen Hiscock, brought to you by Lower Level Sports Cards at 189 Henderson Highway, right beside the subway. Visit us at lowerlevelsportscards.ca. The Goldeyes starting lineup brought to you by Pembina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, proud supporter of your Winnipeg Goldeyes. Visit us at pembinachrysler.com. Brock Bond steps in, number 9. He leads it off. Jake Blackwood, Tyler Kuhn, Casey Harther, Reggie Abercrombie, Donnie Webb, Josh Mazzola, Luis Allen, Ryan Pineda. It's pretty much the same for the last 2 months. There's your Goldeyes batting lineup. Brought to you by Pembina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, proud supporter of the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Visit us at pembinachrysler.com. Quickly, 1-1 the count for Hiscock to Brock Bond, who comes in hitting .332. Still hasn't had a home run this year and is driven in 20. Hiscock delivers, and there's a fly ball into center field. Drew Murin goes back on it, makes the catch. So the Goldeyes continue to struggle to get hits. They only had 4 last night in a 3-0 loss. It was almost impossible to criticize the effort of starting pitcher Matt Jackson last night, who was really strong. And then, of course, Taylor Suet and Gabe Aguilar came in from the bullpen, did a great job to shut it down. But the Goldeyes couldn't give any hitting support to Matt Jackson, who was going after his 12th win of the year last night. Here's Jake Blackwood hitting .312. First pitch from Hiscock is high and inside for ball 1. Jake Blackwood over the last 5 games hitting .332. Over the last 10 hitting .372. 16 for 43. There's one foul back off the screen. 1-1 the count to Blackwood. Kansas City guy. Still makes his home there. But thrilled to be part of these Winnipeg Goldeyes. Played in Kansas City in 2010 and was the league MVP. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's Hiscock's pitch. It's way outside. 2-1 to Blackwood. Blackwood likes to hit in this ballpark. In 38 games, of course, he missed a few with the injury, the ankle injury earlier. He's hitting .364. There's one fouled off. off the facing of the upper deck. 2-2, the count to Jake Blackwood. This is the second game of a 4-game series. Tomorrow afternoon, these two teams go at 1:30, and then 7 o'clock Monday night. Fireworks night at the ballpark. Swing and a miss. The off-speed pitch fools Blackwood. It was a curveball and a nice one. And Blackwood goes down on strikes. First strikeout of the night for Stephen Hiscock. Oh, that was a slider and a dandy into the dirt. Just about perfect. Fooled Blackwood. 2 out quickly. Here's Tyler Kuhn. Kuhn last night had a tough one, 0 for 4. His average dropped from 361 to 358. First pitch is low for ball 1. Tyler Kuhn hitting 372 in the last 10. There's one fouled off. Uh-oh. You parked out there?
I think that was my car.
Uh-oh, better get Mako. Collision Repair and Auto Painting. Canada's Body Shop at 983 Wall Street, right here in Winnipeg. It's another foul ball. That'll get out of play. The left fielder Romansky came over quickly, got into position, but it was back a few rows. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kuhn. Tyler Kuhn was with his billet family tonight. All of the Goldeyes host families introduced before the game. Tyler and his wife and their billet family. There's one chopped at the plate. It'll be foul. Count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I was down on the field before the game, Scott. And, you know, Gary, for a team that's, you know, in a playoff battle, pretty loose. Guys were joking and chatting and stuff. You'd see a different dynamic if you were around a hockey dressing room at this time of year.
It's baseball. It's a whole different dynamic. They play every day. There's one foul back. 100 games in 107 days. As Casey Arthur said to me, everybody on this team is banged up. Everybody's got a nick somewhere. But as he said, you don't say much about it because in the majors they play 162. 2-2, the count to Tyler Kuhn. Same Casey Arthur is in the on-deck circle. There's one right back up the middle for a solid center to center. The Goldeyes' first hit of the night brought to you by the University of Winnipeg. This year, the Goldeyes' leading hitter will win the Tear the Cover Off the Ball trophy presented by the University of Winnipeg. The current leader is Casey Arthur, batting .363. And that trophy, it's beautiful. It is the most beautiful trophy we hand out. It'll be handed out on Wednesday night, September 3rd, the first game of the playoffs, to either, I would say, Casey Arthur or Tyler Kuhn. It's going to be a battle right down to the final game on Monday. Arthur batting .363, Kuhn hitting .358. So Kuhn with a pretty good lead at first base, 2 away. Here's the pitch by Hitchcock, and it's just a little high. 1 strike to Casey Arthur with the swing and the miss on the pitch out of the strike zone. Arthur with 10 hits in 39 at bats, and he's our cleanup hitter tonight. That one's high. Cleanup hitters brought to you by Multi-Material Stewardship in Manitoba. More than half of all household garbage can be recycled. Recycling is easy and convenient. We all win with recycling. For more information, visit simplyrecycle.ca. Hiscock's pitch is popped up. The second baseman, Mitchell, is over. He makes the catch. And that'll do it for the Goldeyes in the first inning. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left. We've played 1 complete on a perfect night for baseball in downtown Winnipeg. It's Gary nothing, Winnipeg nothing. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Join the movement to kick cancer. 5 simple things can reduce your risk of cancer up to 50%. Choose a balanced diet with plenty of fruits and vegetables. Get active to maintain a healthy body weight. Avoid tobacco and secondhand smoke. Protect yourself from UV rays. Follow cancer screening guidelines. See your doctor for regular checkups. Take the pledge to reduce your risk of cancer. Join the movement at getcancer.ca.
An initiative of Cancer Care Manitoba Foundation, supported by Safeway.
Folks at the ballpark enjoying their evening, sitting in the Sky Suites, having a good time. Texting, of course, probably tweeting. The party on the patio deck tonight. Full house on the patio deck. Full house in the suites tonight, too. All of the suites are gone. There's the patio deck at the ballpark. Goldeyes down there, partying away with Dancing Gabe. It can't be a bigger party in the world if Dancing Gabe's there. That's bigger than most of the parties in Vegas right there. So a nice night at the ballpark. Great night for baseball. Goldeyes, the champions of the North Division, with a record of 61-36 heading in. Gary is 52-45, and they are in a dogfight in that Central Division. And Ethan Hollingsworth, trying to go to 8-1 on the season, will face Henry Wrigley, Josh Romanski, and Craig Maddox here in the second inning. Henry Wrigley, the last time we saw him here in the ballpark, he was in the St. Paul Saints uniform. First pitch to Wrigley was in there for strike one. August 23rd, the deadline. He was traded for players to be named later. There's a little pop-up. Right back to the mound. Ethan Hollingsworth calls everybody off and makes the catch. Great pitch by Hollingsworth. Fools Wrigley, who pops it up. And that's the first out of the second inning. That'll bring up Josh Romanski, the left fielder. From Norco, California. Went to Norco High School with Darryl Kyle. Pitched in the majors for a number of teams. His brother Jake Romanski played for Boston in 2013. Josh played at the University of San Diego. One strike to Romanski. Here's the pitch by Hollingsworth. Chop foul. Quickly, Hollingsworth gets ahead of Romanski 0-2. Remember, Monday night is Fan Appreciation Night. Player card sets to the first 1,500 through the door. Here's the pitch, and there's a fly ball the opposite way. It's going to be foul. Donnie Webb is not going to get to it.
Another banner year here for attendance.
The Goldeyes will, I think, easily win the attendance race in the American Association. Currently, the Goldeyes are averaging 55.68. St. Paul's next at 52.78. So another great year for the Goldeyes. And a good crowd tonight. Really nice crowd for a Saturday night, late in the year, with a lot of people at the lake for the Labor Day weekend.
The Saints just played their final game at Midway Stadium.
So it's only going to get better because there are probably 58, 61 here tonight, as more and more people keep coming to the ballpark tonight. 2-2, the count to Josh Romanski. You couldn't pick a better night than this. As you mentioned, it was about 20 degrees at game time. It'll probably get down to 15 or 16 tonight. Swing and a miss on that off-speed pitch. The change from Ethan Hollingsworth. Second strikeout of the game for Hollingsworth. Second out of the inning. And here comes the designated hitter, Craig Maddox. Maddox won the home run derby in the All-Star game, the skills competition, from Locust Grove, Georgia. and went to Southeastern University in Lakeland, Florida. In 2007, he was a non-drafted free agent with the Detroit Tigers. Played a little bit of rookie league ball in the Gulf Coast League, but most of his career from 2008 to today has been in independent ball. In the Can-Am League, the Atlantic League, and here in the American Association. There's a little flare the opposite way. Donnie Webb coming over. He won't get there. Just a long strike, a ball and 2 strikes now to Maddox. Craig Maddox, 5'11", 205. He's 29 years old. The pitch by Hollingsworth. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Again, the change fools another hitter. 3rd strikeout of the game for Ethan Hollingsworth. And a 3-up, 3-down 2nd inning. Still Gary nothing, Winnipeg nothing. We'll go to the bottom of the 2nd. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway. The Lazy Boy Comfort Zones, located in the Winnipeg Free Press Sky Suite, is fully furnished with the latest Lazy Boy sofas, love seats, and recliners. The Winnipeg Goldeyes would like to thank Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, located at 1425 Ellis Avenue, for their support. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Comfort, it's what we do.
1 in 4 deaths on Manitoba roads involves a distracted driver. Texting and driving is illegal, and it could cost you a $200 fine, 2 demerits, or your life. Please don't text and drive. A message from Manitoba Public Insurance and your Winnipeg Goldeyes. We go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Stephen Hiscock working into his 2nd tonight. He'll face Reggie Abercrombie, Donnie Webb, and Josh Mazzola. As the Goldeyes try to get something going. Shut out last night after winning in St. Paul 4-3 on Thursday night. Taking 2 out of 3 from the St. Paul Saints as they close down Midway Stadium. How about Bill Murray selling tickets, actually taking tickets at Midway Stadium for the final game? Co-owner of the St. Paul Saints.
He's quite a character. I met him here in Winnipeg once. He's been involved with the Saints for quite a long time.
Well, right from the start. When we were there way back in '94, he was around the team a lot early. Not so much in recent years, but huge baseball fan, loves the game. But Midway Stadium done. They'll tear it down next year in downtown St. Paul, a brand new $60 million ballpark for the St. Paul Saints. So here's Abercrombie hitting .282. First pitch is fouled off and get out of play. He has 17 home runs. He's driven in 70. In the home run race, he's 5th with 17. Ian Gack in Lincoln has 27. Travis Denker 25 with Laredo. Denker's kind of gone into a slump. Gack got hot again, and Gack has taken over the lead. In terms of RBIs, Abercrombie in the top 10 with 70 runs batted in. 1 ball and 1 strike to Reggie. Hiscock's pitch is inside. Oh, it's called a strike, and Reggie doesn't like it. He flips the bat, goes for a walk. Doesn't say anything to home plate umpire Bobby Feaster. Whoa. Randy Wilms is at first base. Joe Stegner is at 3rd. Bobby Feaster, the son of Jay Feaster, the former general manager of the Calgary Flames. Tampa Bay Lightning. 1-2 the count to Reggie. That's high. 2-2. Hiscock gets the sign from his catcher, Ryan Babineau. Off-speed pitch fouled at the plate. Reggie has had a lot of fun this year. And has had a very solid season. Here's the pitch, and it's a soft ground ball, one hopper the other way. Mitchell at second. Fires over to the first baseman Wrigley, and Abercrombie is the first out of the second inning. We'll bring up Donnie Webb. Webb hitting .289 now. He has 10 homers and 49 driven in. Webb has struggled over the last 10 games, hitting just .216, 8 for 37. He's 5 for 21 over the last 5. Webb at home this year hitting .270. He has not hit particularly well in this ballpark. He has been pretty much tremendous on the road. He has only 3 home runs at home and 7 on the road this year. Swing and a miss, and quickly, Hiscock gets ahead 0-2. Pitch misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Donnie Webb. Swinging a foul tip at the plate. Webb trying to stay alive. Count remains 1-2. Webb in last night's game was 1 for 4. There's a line shot the other way for a base hit. Solid single the opposite way for Donnie Webb. Maybe that'll snap him out of the slump he's in and get him ready for the playoffs. The one thing the Goldeyes have made sure they've said every day for the last week since they clinched is that they're going to play hard right till the end. Donnie Webb with a solid single in the left field. Good bit of hitting by Webb. Fielded out there by Josh Romanski.
I know Rick Forney was a little concerned about his team's intensity last night. He felt, Gary wanted it more.
Well, he really couldn't complain about his pitching last night. There's a long fly ball. That is gone. Josh Mazzola has just hit the 15th home run of the season. Bomb. Mazzola now with 6 runs batted in, and the Goldeyes quickly take a 2-0 lead. A bomb by Josh Mazzola. And it's 2-0. This home run brought to you by Home Run Sports, proud sponsors of your Winnipeg Goldeyes. Visit us at Home Run Sports at 20 de la Seigneurie Boulevard. And boy, was that crushed by Mazzola.
And that was in the wheelhouse, Scott.
Wow, that was a fat one, and Mazzola made no mistake. Let's have another look. Fastball belt high. That was a no-doubter. He almost hit the arc over the left field wall. Nearly hit it in the fly. On its way to the river. A couple of RBIs, and the Goldeyes lead it 2-0.
That's his 3rd home run of the week.
3rd of the week. He had a grand slam and a 3-run bomb in St. Paul, and now this 2-run homer. He's had 9 runs batted in this week. Now with 66, 3rd on the ball club, but closing in on Casey Arthur and Reggie Abercrombie. Abercrombie was 70, Arthur was 67, now Mazzola was 66. There's a line shot by Allen into the gap. It will get down and go to the wall, and Luis Allen's club record for doubles continues to grow. That is Luis's 126th career double. 3 more than Phelan Lentini, whose record he broke by 27th at Gary. And a double into the gap for Luis Allen. And here comes Ryan Pineda. Pineda, the designated hitter, hitting .279. He has 5 homers and 31 driven. 1 away, Allen at second base. And the Goldeyes with the 2-0 advantage. Hiscock checks the runner. There's a foul ball under the roof. 1 strike to Pineda. Ryan Pineda's folks were visiting They've since gone home since the Goldeyes went on the road to St. Paul.
And he was on a tear when
He
his
was.
parents were here.
He was when they first got here. He was ripping it. Pitches in the dirt, 1-1. Pineda hitting .333 over the last 10 games, 9 for 27. He has 7 runs scored, a home run, 2 driven in. But hitting just .125 in the last 5, 2 for 16. He was 0 for 3 last night. There's one the other way, but foul. Pineda hit it hard, but into the Gary bullpen. 1-2 the count. Brock Bond in the on-deck circles. The Goldeyes about to flip the lineup. Boy, did Mazzola crush that pitch. That was an absolute no-doubter from the second it left the bat.
And there was a car right in line where that ball left this park. I wonder if there'll be an auto plaque claim on Monday.
Off-speed pitch in the dirt, 2-2. Ryan Pineda in this ballpark is hitting .313. 31 for 99. He scored 22 runs here. He has 3 home runs in this building. Luis Allen with a pretty good lead off second base. Time is called. Hiscock wants to go through the signs again with catcher Ryan Babineau. Hiscock delivers off-speed pitch, chop foul. Bit of a scandal late last night here in the ball game. Greg Taggart, the manager of the Gary SouthShore RailCat, brought in James Parr, former major leaguer, to pitch. And Rick Forney noticed something in Parr's glove that might have been a foreign subject. The home plate umpire, the home plate umpire went out, threw Parr out of the game. There's a little one-hopper to the second baseman, Mitchell. Make it 2. He throws out Pineda, but on to third base goes Allen. So Pineda out 4-3, but Allen moves up 90 feet, puts a runner at third for Brock Bond.
So we're left to speculate what it was, or do they not report that stuff?
Not this league. But it was...
We could assume.
It was
Safely
Vaseline.
assume. Some of those breaded pierogies I had.
Maybe a little... Something that you might want to jack on the ball. A little WD-40 or something in his glove. Off-speed pitch to Brock Bond outside for ball 1.
Of course, Rick would spot that.
Because he's a pitcher. If anybody can see it, it'd be Rick. 2-0 Goldeyes. Allen at third. Here's the pitch. That's just over the inside corner. 1-1 to Bond. Bond 0 for 1. He flied out to the center fielder, Drew Murin, to open the ball game for Winnipeg.
I won't ask Rick about that when I go downstairs to talk to him. We're talking again, so.
2 balls and 1 strike to Brock Bond. Well, you ask him off camera. I'd like to know.
All right.
He wasn't talking about it last night. 2-1 the count. Hiscock delivers, and there's a fly ball. Murin goes over. He calls for it, makes the catch. And that'll do it for the Goldeyes in the second inning, but they get a pair of runs. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 1 left. The home run from Josh Mazzola makes it 2-0 Winnipeg. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball, live on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Hit it, boys.
Do you guys think that Kermit's been acting a little weird lately?
That's ridiculous. He's never been more caring or devoted to me.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Ricky Gervais, Ty Burrell, and Tina Fey.
This is my cow. It is illegal now for its massive size.
Plus, so many Hollywood stars, it'll leave you wanting more.
Yeah, no more.
When it comes to sports, we all like to watch the Jets and Blue Bombers, but there are many of you who also like to follow university, high school, even semi-pro sports. From high school volleyball and basketball championships, Bison athletics, even Goldeyes baseball, we're happy to bring you the best and most comprehensive sports coverage at the community level. Why? Because we know it matters to you.
Well done. Kevin had 7 passes to give. He'll get the design prize courtesy of Home Run Sports and ready for your game. Now everybody get out there.
Fans having a good time at the ballpark tonight. People still rolling in. Got a big lineup for tickets tonight. Real nice crowd. On a perfect night for baseball. It doesn't get better than this. And Ethan Hollingsworth works into his third inning. At the top of the third, it'll be Ryan Babineau, Wally Backman, and Drew Murin to face the big Goldeyes right-hander, Ethan Hollingsworth, who makes his home now in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Will face Babineau, who last night was 1 for 4. Here's Hollingsworth's first pitch. It's right down the middle for strike one. Babineau hitting .290. He has 4 home runs, 55 driven in. Good season for Ryan Babineau. There's another one right down the middle for a strike. Babineau actually lives in the home of my favorite name for a ball team, Rancho Cucamonga, California. Home of the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes.
Home of Phil Mickelson as well.
Home of Phil Mickelson. 0-2 to Ryan Babineau. Pitch in the dirt. Rick Forney going with the lineup that he will go with on Wednesday night when the Goldeyes open the playoffs against either Gary or Lincoln. I think they'd like it to be Lincoln. They would rather have Lincoln drive the bus up on Monday than have this Gary team stay here. But Babineau, knees buckle, strikeout number 4. That's 3 in a row that Hollingsworth has struck out. 4 of the last 5 he's faced have gone down in the strikes. And that's that looping curveball. What a beautiful pitch.
He's got good stuff tonight because he's not an overpowering pitcher.
How about an 84-mile-an-hour fastball? He's not going to beat you with his fastball. He's going to beat you with this stuff that he throws, and it's tremendous tonight. There's a pitch on the corner for a strike. Wally Backman tried to lay down a bunt, pulled the bat back, and still a strike. Backman hitting .252, 35 runs batted in this season. Backman has 3 home runs. The starting third baseman for Greg Taggart and the Gary SouthShore RailCats. 1-1 the count to Backman. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. A foul tip out of the glove of Luis Allen. Regardless, it's strike 2. 1-2 the count to Backman. Backman on the road hitting just .241. 39 for 158 as you look at Greg Taggart in the middle of that group.
Won it all last year.
Great manager, terrific guy. Here's the pitch. Curveball just misses. Hollingsworth thought he had him. 2-2 the count to Backman.
He's managed for 18 years. He's never had a losing record.
Pretty impressive. And he can't get out of indie ball. That says something. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 5th strikeout. 5th out of the last 6 hitters to go down on strikes. And you're right, Hollingsworth has his stuff tonight. Here's Drew Murin, center fielder. He's hitting .286. He has 8 homers and 38 driven in. And last night was a monster for this ball club. Went 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Drew Murin from Las Vegas, Nevada. Pitches on the corner for strike 1. He was born in Poway, California. Went to high school in Ramona, California. Played at Cal State Northridge in LA. with Ryan Pineda of the Winnipeg Goldeyes. 1 strike to Drew Murin. Pitch is low, 1-1. And another Goldeye player, Ridge Carpenter. In 2011, he was the 22nd round draft pick of Houston. There's a ground ball to Brock Bond, tough hop. Makes the play, and that does it. 3 up, 3 down in the 3rd inning. Nothing across for the Gary SouthShore RailCats. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Ethan Hollingsworth looks tremendous. It's Winnipeg 2, Gary nothing. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Join us for our Shaw TV Volunteer Queue and learn how you can be a part of community-created television.
Chiropractors in Manitoba are passionate about the services they provide. Over the years, they've developed health and wellness programs for the public that provide preventative approaches to avoiding pain and improving daily performance. One of these programs that we do right here at the ballpark every game is Straighten Up Manitoba. It will help improve posture, stabilize core muscle groups, enhance health, and prevent problems with your spine. Complete the exercises when you have 3 free minutes anytime during your day. That's a message from the Manitoba Chiropractors. We're not even doing the Straighten Up Manitoba, and those young ladies are enjoying every second of their exercises. Oh, they're dancing. My apologies. Folks having a good time at the ballpark tonight. The Goldeyes number 2, 3, and 4 hitters here in the 3rd inning. It'll be Jake Blackwood, Tyler Kuhn, and Casey Harther. Blackwood 0 for 1. He struck out back in the 1st inning. Came in hitting .312. 9 home runs, 42 driven in. Spent a couple of weeks of this season with a pretty bad ankle injury. First pitch is on the inside corner for a strike. Blackwood did not agree, but that inside pitch has been called a strike by Feaster, the home plate umpire for most of the ball game. Pitch by Hiscock, off-speed pitch hit to the shortstop. Handled by Pulfer, he fires to first, and Blackwood is the first out of this 3rd inning. We bring up Tyler Kuhn. Kuhn 0 for 1. Correct that, 1 for 1. He singled back in the 1st inning with 2 out. He was stranded at first base. Casey Harther popped out to the second baseman, end the inning. Kuhn came in hitting .358. That's gone up a point, hitting .359 now as he chases Casey Harther for the team's batting lead. Harther still trying to chase Brent Cleveland of the Wichita Wingnuts, who has taken over the lead in the batting race this year, hitting .369. Hiscock's pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1 to Tyler Kuhn. Kuhn has had a remarkable season, and it will either be Casey Harther or Tyler Kuhn who will be the most valuable player of this ball club. Swing and a miss, fastball at 88 from Hiscock. Boy, if we could get this weather on Wednesday or Thursday, pack this building for the playoffs. Fans have certainly responded to the weather tonight. There's a ground ball up the middle. It's taken at second base by Mitchell. He fires to first, and that gets Tyler Kuhn. So 2 ground balls to the second baseman, Zach Mitchell, has started here in the 3rd inning, and that brings up Casey Harther. Let's have a look at Zach Mitchell at second base. This one a bit up the middle. Mitchell has to go to his backhand. Gets into good position. Comes up throwing. Nice job by Zach Mitchell. That's second. Here's Casey Harther, who's 0 for 1. Popped out to Mitchell back in the 1st inning. Hiscock's first pitch is high for ball 1. Now Harther offered at that one back in the 1st. He was expecting the fastball up there this time. Another fastball outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Casey Harther. Harther from West Hills, California. Here's the pitch. Fouled back onto the screen. 2 balls and 1 strike. Harther's been slumping. He's hitting .091 in his last 5 games. Now 2 for 23. Make that .088. Here's one foul back. So it's been a struggle over the last week for Casey Harther. But Rick Forney will play his regulars since he has 10 of them and 12 pitchers heading into the playoffs. The only player on the bench is Jordan Gaida. Only position player. Gaida can play the corner outfield positions, maybe some first base, certainly can play catcher. There's a pop fly. Will it get out of play? It will. Count remains at 3-2 to Harther. 2 out here in the 3rd inning. Goldeyes lead it 2-0 on the 2-run home run by Josh Mazzola. Mike Beauregard has gone down to the Goldeyes dugout where he'll interview Rick Forney after this inning. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. Handled by Pulford. He fires across the diamond, and that does it for the Goldeyes in the 3rd inning. 3 ground balls, 3 ground ball outs. And the Goldeyes go down in the 3rd, 1-2-3. So Stephen Hiscock has a solid 3rd inning. Winnipeg continues to lead at 2-0. This is Safeway Goldeyes baseball. Renee, our floor director's here. We can have a broadcast now.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
We're back with Goldeyes manager Rick Forney. Rick, a little happier with what you're seeing tonight?
Yeah, we're obviously off to a pretty good start here in the first 3 innings. Ethan seems to be throwing well and got a big 2-run home run for Maz. So hopefully we can pick up the pace a little bit offensively. Last week we've been a little bit sluggish in that area, so we got to start scoring some more runs.
Yeah, Ethan struck out 5 of the last 7 batters he's faced. You seen better stuff out of him?
He's got good 3-pitch mix going right now. When you can throw 3 pitches in the strike zone at any count, then you don't become so predictable. And when you can add and subtract the way he is, you're going to succeed. So hopefully he can keep that up.
All right, thanks for this.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, Rick Forney, and thank you, Mike Beauregard. Goldeyes lead at 2-0. We'll go to the top of the 4th inning for the Gary SouthShore RailCats. And we'll go back to the top of the order. As Gary's had 1 hit in this ball game. It was an infield single by Danny Pulfer, although you could argue that Pulfer would have been out on a good throw. A different official score may have called it a throwing error. If Hollingsworth continues to pitch like this, somebody may question that call later on tonight. But 3 up, 3 down in the first after the double play erased Pulfer. And then 3 up, 3 down on the second, 3 up, 3 down in the third. So we go in the 4th inning back to the top of the order. Here's Danny Pulfer, who is right now 1 for 1. Pulfer came in hitting .310, 7 home runs, 60 driven in for a leadoff hitter. Not a big guy, 5'10", 195, and there's a pop-up on the infield. Casey Harther calls for it and makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 4th. As Pulfer pops out to Casey Harther, and that'll bring up Drew Martinez. Drew Martinez is having a tremendous season, hitting .361. Not a power hitter, has 2 home runs, but 62 driven in. He's also scored 64 runs, has 150 hits. He leads the American Association. Tyler Kuhn is second with 144. Casey Harther is 137. He's 4th. The first pitch to Martinez in there for strike 1. And there's a line drive, not hit very hard, right at Donnie Webb in left field. For the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Zach Mitchell. Mitchell struck out looking in the first. Mitchell was the first of 5 strikeouts over 6 batters. for Ethan Hollingsworth. Pitch by Hollingsworth, misses outside. The Goldeyes have not made a decision as to who's going to pitch tomorrow. It's a 1:30 start tomorrow afternoon here at Shaw Park. Stephen Booyer will pitch for Gary. He's 8-6 with a 4.61 ERA, former South Dakota State Jackrabbit. Pitch on the corner for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Zach Mitchell. So Gary has their starters determined. It'll be Booyer on Sunday, Morgan Coombs on Monday night, but the Goldeyes have yet to make a decision. Pitch by Hollingsworth misses, 2-1. We already know that Chris Salamita will start the opener of the playoffs on Wednesday. There's a ground ball up the middle. Tyler Kuhn couldn't make the play. It'll be a base hit. A single for Zach Mitchell. No one will now argue about Danny Pulfer's base hit back in the first. Just a ground ball up the middle. Kuhn was playing more into the hole. Couldn't quite get to it. Might have been able to make the play if he could have fielded it. As it is, it's a base hit for Mitchell, and that brings up our cleanup hitter, Henry Wrigley. Wrigley's 0 for 1. He popped out to the pitcher to open the second inning. Hit the first pitch. It's kind of a soft pop-up off the end of the bat to Ethan Hollingsworth. But back to this Goldeyes pitching situation. Hollingsworth delivers. That's fouled back up onto the roof. Salamita will start on Wednesday. It's expected that Nick Hernandez will go Thursday. And then very likely 1 week from today, next Saturday, it'll be Ethan Hollingsworth again to pitch in either Lincoln or Gary in Game 3. Tonight's cleanup hitter, Henry Wrigley, brought to you by Multi-Material Stewardship of Manitoba. More than half of all household garbage can be recycled. Recycling is easy and convenient. We all win with recycling. For more info, visit simplyrecycle.ca. So the Goldeyes will go with Salamita Wednesday, likely Hernandez Thursday, likely Hollingsworth Saturday, and Matt Jackson Sunday if Game 4 is necessary. Pitch, swing, and a miss. 0-2 the count now to Henry Wrigley. So the 4 starters for the first round of the playoffs are set. So does he go with Ryan Bollinger on Sunday or Monday, his 5th starter? Or does he give Barry Fowler, maybe Gabe Aguilar, a spot start in one of those spots? No decision yet from Rick Forney. He could go tomorrow with Bollinger. But right now it's a wait-and-see situation. Hollingsworth's pitch, just a little low. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Wrigley. There you see Zach Mitchell at first base. 2 away. 1-2 the count on Wrigley. Goldeyes lead at 2-0. We're in the top of the 4th inning. It's the pitch by Hollingsworth, and it's popped up. If it stays in play, Casey Harther can make a play on it. It will get onto the top of the dugout. Fan tries to make a catch with a hat. Good effort. Gets his ball. A ball and 2 strikes to Henry Wrigley. Mitchell with a pretty good lead at first base. He's being held by Harther. Goldeyes play Wrigley straight away at every position. Brock Bond plays him almost right up the middle. There's almost a shift on. Bond is almost behind second base. There's a big hole between first and second if Wrigley could go the opposite way. 1-2 the count. There goes the runner. There's the pitch. It's a ground ball. Tough hop. Blackwood makes a great play. Fires across the diamond, and they get him. Good play by Jake Blackwood at third base. That hit the apron right before the dirt. Went up high on Blackwood, but he was able to make the play. and the Goldeyes are out of the inning. Good job by Jake Blackwood, and they get Henry Wrigley at first. No runs on a hit. There were no Goldeyes errors and 1 man left on base. We've played 3.5 innings. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. It's the Goldeyes 2, the Gary South Shore RailCats nothing. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Oh, we're back with Gary manager Greg Taggart. Greg, maybe your thoughts first of all on what you've seen thus far tonight.
Well, Hollingsworth's been real good, so it's a tough matchup for us. We knew it would be coming in, one of the better right-handers in the league, and we need to try to put together a little bit of an inning, and obviously the big 2-run homer by Mazzola, the difference right now.
You've managed a long time. You've won pennants. Your team is in the thick of things in terms of battling for a playoff spot. Does managing the psychology of a team when the chips are down change a bit?
Well, I think in my case, I like to kind of sit back and watch to see how we handle some of these situations. And, as a manager, you can only say so many things. There's not a lot of pep talks. And right now, we've been scuffling this whole month of August, but we're still in the thick of it, as you said. And we need to win out, though, more than likely. And our guys understand that. And the most you can expect from your ball club or hope for is their best effort.
Thanks for your time, Greg.
Thanks, man.
Greg Taggart, class act, the manager of the Gary South Shore RailCats with our class act, Mike Beauregard. And Reggie Abercrombie's going to step to the plate. Speaking of class acts, Abercrombie, Donnie Webb, and Josh Mazzola here in this 4th inning as the Goldeyes continue to lead at 2-0. Never enough against the Gary South Shore RailCats, it seems. Gary is a team that can score bunches of runs without a lot of hard hits. Pitch by Hiscock, and a bunt by Abercrombie's foul. He was trying to bunt his way on. Still has tremendous speed at age 34. So 1 strike to Reggie Abercrombie. But Gary is a team that when they get runners on, they like to run, like to steal bases. A lot of hit and run, a lot of bunts. They play small ball better than anybody else in this league. There's a pop-up. A mile in the air. Zach Mitchell calls for it. Makes the catch, and that's the first out for the Goldeyes here in the 4th. They'll bring up Donnie Webb. Webb has a hit and a run scored. He singled right before Josh Mazzola. Hit a 1-bouncer toward the river. A long home run over the left field wall, right over the Metro Center sign for Mazzola. Webb, an opposite field single, his first trip. Here's the first pitch. That's on the corner for strike 1. Hiscock has pitched very well. 1 mistake, and there's a ground ball and a tough hop for Wrigley. And Donnie Webb will stay at first base. That was another really, really tough bounce. It'll be a base hit. And Wrigley was surprised that it took off the way it did. Let's have another look at this. Ball wasn't hit that hard, but it takes a really wicked bounce and gets into right field. Webb with a single. Second hit of the ball game for Donnie Webb. Looks like he's snapping out of his woes here in August. And that'll bring up Josh Mazzola. Actually, it's his woes in this ballpark. He's hit very, very well on the road this season. So Mazzola with a 2-run home run his first trip. Hiscock's pitch is way outside, ball 1. Donnie Webb, when it comes to stealing bases, is among the league leaders. He's 3rd in the league with 32. Matt Forgach in Lincoln has 35, and Brian Sabatel in Kansas City has 38. So he's 3rd in the American Association in steals. Pitch is on the corner, 1-1 to Mazzola. Mazzola took a belt-high fastball and deposited it right in front of the artwork across the street over the left field wall. Hiscock trying to keep Donnie Webb honest at first base. Webb with a pretty good lead. Certainly thinking steal if he gets the opportunity. Pitch by Hiscock is in there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mazzola. Mazzola has found the long ball. He has 3 home runs in a week. A grand slam in St. Paul, a 3-run homer in St. Paul, and a 2-run homer tonight. 3 home runs in his last 4 games. Hiscock's pitch is foul back. Mazzola protects the plate. It's up on top of the roof. 1-2 to the 28-year-old from Santee, California. Hit .293 last year, played all 100 games. He had 16 homers and 64 driven in last season. Hitting .293. This year the batting average isn't that high, but the power numbers are up. Pitch is low, 2-2. He has 15 home runs already and 66 driven in. Webb inching towards second base. Here's the pitch to Mazzola. An off-speed pitch. Will it get down? It will not. Handled easily in left field by Josh Romanski. He got the bat out on it, hit it on a line, but Romanski played him perfectly, and that's the second out of the inning. It'll bring up Luis Allen. Luis had a double his first trip. He was stranded at third base when Ryan Pineda grounded out to second, and then Brock Bond flied up to center field to end the inning. So Luis 1 for 1. Came in hitting .287, 6 homers, 49 driven in. Luis in this ballpark hitting .278. He has 5 of his 6 home runs right here. Pitch by Hiscock is on the corner for a strike. 69-mile-an-hour curveball from Stephen Hiscock. There you look at Luis Allen. It's that big looper on the corner. 0-1 the count. Webb is off. He's going to second base. An off-speed pitch. And what a great play by the third baseman, Backman, and he gets Luis Allen. A tremendous defensive play by Wally Backman at third base. If that gets by him, Webb would score. But a great play by Backman. Let's have another look. A ground ball right down the line, and Backman dives and makes the play. Luis, not a great runner. Backman knows it, gets up and fires it across to the first baseman, Wrigley. And that does it for the Goldeyes in the 4th inning. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left. We'll go to the 5th inning. It's Winnipeg 2, Gary nothing. It's a pitching duel here at Shaw Park. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
When it comes to sports, we all like to watch the Jets and Blue Bombers, but there are many of you who also like to follow university, high school, even semi-pro sports. From high school volleyball and basketball championships, Bison athletics, even Goldeyes baseball, we're happy to bring you the best and most comprehensive sports coverage at the community level. Why? Because we know it matters to you.
Good crowd tonight at the ballpark. Young man has Goldeyes hat on, enjoying his evening. Playoff tickets are on sale. The playoffs start Wednesday. That's the 3rd of September. They play the 3rd and 4th, Wednesday, Thursday, right here at Shaw Park Goldeyes on either Lincoln or Gary. This would be a huge win for the Goldeyes if they want to eliminate Gary, if they would rather play Lincoln. Now, I've talked to a number of the players, and nobody is kind of hinting who they think they match up better against. There are hints that it may be one or the other, but I think they would just as soon play the season out as hard as they can and face whoever they happen to face. But if they can beat Gary, Lincoln has to drive here from Lincoln on Monday, and I think they would like that advantage.
Who do you think is a better match?
Lincoln. Gary is a frightful team to play against in a short series because of the things they do. They get on base and they start to run and they drive you crazy. So Ethan Hollingsworth, who hasn't allowed very many people on base, there have been 2 base runners tonight. And it's interesting now that the Goldeyes have been given an error in the first inning. Danny Pulfer's hit has now been an error charge to Jake Blackwood on the throw. So it's only one hit so far given up by Ethan Hollingsworth. First pitch is a ground ball, fair, and Casey Arthur makes the play. Right on the line was Randy Wilms, and he indicated quickly it was a fair ball. So one pitch, and Josh Romanski is the first out of the inning. Randy Wilms right there. Arthur makes the play. That'll bring up Craig Maddox, first out of this fifth inning. It's Romanski, Maddox, and Babineau to face one-hit Ethan Hollingsworth through the first four. So it changes the score sheet. It's no runs, no hits, an error, and nobody left on base in that first inning. But it was certainly a single on the base hit up the middle by Zach Mitchell. And there's another ground ball to Arthur. Tough play. Arthur's going to flip it to Hollingsworth. And that's it for Craig Maddox. Hollingsworth got over quickly. Pitcher's defensive practice in the spring always comes back to give pitchers better numbers. Hollingsworth getting over quickly on that ground ball to Arthur. So 2 ground balls to Casey Arthur, 2 outs here in the fifth. That brings up Ryan Babineau. Babineau struck out back in the third inning. First pitch to Babineau was in there for a strike. 2 starts ago, Ethan Hollingsworth threw the second 2-hitter in the history of the franchise. A 2-hit shutout. Bobby Madrich has the other one. Pitch is high, 1-1. Then in his last outing, he was cruising again, gave up a couple of runs in the 7th, left the game with a 3-2 lead, and the bullpen couldn't hold it. And Winnipeg lost 5-3 to the Sioux Falls Canaries. But Hollingsworth looks good through the first 4, and he has 2 out here in the 5th. Pitches inside, 2 balls and 1 strike.
And the night he threw the 2-hitter, those 2 hits were excuse-me hits, were they not?
Both of them. He knew the first one was a hit, he said, when the ball trickled past him. He knew that Brock Bond wouldn't have a chance to make the play.
And that's a great thing about Ethan. He's not overpowering. Keeps the ball on the ground, though, you know.
When he's keeping the ball down in the strike zone, he's pretty tough to hit. 3-1, though, the count to Ryan Babineau. Here's Hollingsworth's pitch, and there's a line shot in the left field. That could be 2. Donnie Webb plays it off the Metro Center sign, gets it back into the infield. Here's the throw, and it's a double for Ryan Babineau. He had to come with a strike. Babineau expected the fastball, and Babineau drilled it into the corner. It's a double. Second hit of the ball game for the RailCats, puts a runner in scoring position with 2 out, and brings up the always difficult Wally Backman.
It's a good thing Babineau has a good bat because he runs like me.
Well, he's a catcher.
Barely got the
All
sack.
catchers run like that. If you watch Luis Allen, now when Luis picks it up and rounds first base and heads for second for a double, he can get it rolling. But running between home plate and first base, he has trouble getting those muscles stretched out. First pitch by Hollingsworth is outside for ball 1. Wally Backman 0 for 1. He struck out back in the 3rd. Babineau at second, 2 away. We're in the 5th inning. Hollingsworth pitch is low, 2 balls and no strikes. With the runner on, Hollingsworth slows it down, goes for a walk behind the mound. Gets the sign from Allen. Here's the pitch. And that's in there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Backman. Wally Backman on the road this season, hitting just .241. And there's a ground ball to Brock Bond at second. He handles it, fires to first. Backman hustling, But Bond gets him, and that does it for Gary in the 5th. No runs on a hit, the double by Ryan Babineau. No errors and 1 man left on base. So we played 4.5. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. If the rain comes, we have a ball game. I don't think it's coming. It's a gorgeous night. It's Winnipeg 2, Gary nothing. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway. Goldeyes Home Run Gang membership. For more information, call 982-BASE.
Art, pure and simple.
Welcome back to Shaw Park in downtown Winnipeg, Manitoba. It's the Winnipeg Goldeyes 2, the Gary SouthShore RailCats nothing. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. And the crowd in the suites enjoying their evening, as they should. Stephen Hiscock works into his 5th inning. He's pitched very well tonight. One mistake. Threw a fat fastball middle in to Josh Mazzola, and he hit it over the left field wall. It's 2-0 for Winnipeg. For the Goldeyes here in the 5th inning, it'll be Ryan Pineda, Brock Bond, and Jake Blackwood as the Goldeyes send the 9th, 1st, and 2nd hitters they play. We play tomorrow at 1:30, Gary in Winnipeg. It's the second half team photo giveaway and autograph session. There'll be an autograph session from all the players before the game. And Old Dutch Chips, it's a giveaway as fans exit the ballpark. So lots going on at the ballpark on Sunday afternoon. And then Monday night is fan appreciation night. Lots of giveaways. There's a 9-inning autographed player card set giveaway. Somebody will win a complete set of the Goldeyes player cards autographed by all the players. More Old Dutch Chips given away. We're giving up Old Dutch Chips every day. We're going to get in line for those. Here's Ryan Pineda. He's 0 for 1. Grounded up to second base his first trip. Pitch by Hiscock is fouled onto the roof for strike 1. Pineda hitting .279, 5 homers, 31 runs driven in. In a bit of a slump over the past 5 games, there's a pitch right down the middle for a strike, quickly 0-2. Over the last 5, Pineda is 2 for 17, hitting .123. Hiscock delivers, and it's fouled off again as Pineda protects the play. Count remains at 0-2. Goldeyes 2 runs, 5 hits, and an error. The RailCats no runs, 2 hits, no errors. The RailCats in a battle with the Lincoln Salt Dogs. There's a line shot into the gap. Is it hit hard enough? Going back and handling it very, very nicely is the right fielder Drew Martinez. It was hit hard by Pineda, but Martinez was playing him perfectly and got over and made the catch. Good rip, good bit of hitting. The ball was up about letter high. But Martinez didn't have to run that far. He was playing Pineda perfectly out in right field. And that's the first out of this 5th inning. It brings up Brock Bond. Bond 0 for 2. He's flied out to center twice. Off-speed pitch is low for ball 1. But this battle with Lincoln is interesting. Lincoln did not play today. And it had nothing to do with the weather. Pitch to Bond is high. Lincoln played a doubleheader yesterday with Sioux City. They played at 11 in the morning and 7 at night. And then Sioux City got in their bus and drove back to Sioux City because there were no hotels available within 100 miles of Lincoln.
College football.
The University of Nebraska played today. 107,000 expected. They needed all the parking at the stadium. Of course, the stadium in Lincoln is right by the football stadium, just as it is at North Dakota State and the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawk Stadium. So Sioux City had to go home on Friday night after the game, 150-mile trek, and then they'll go back tomorrow to play Game 3 of the series. Of course, Lincoln won both games of the doubleheader and lead Gary by a half a game. Pitch right down the middle, 3-1 to Bond. Hiscock delivers. There's a shot the other way for a base hit. Solid single in the left field for Brock Bond. His first hit of the night. Pitch to Bond. Good bit of hitting. It was low. Little inside. Bond went the other way with it. Didn't try to pull it. Didn't try to do too much. And Bond is at first now with one away, and here's Jake Blackwood. Blackwood's 0 for 2. Struck out in the first. Grounded out to the second baseman back in the third. Blackwood has battled to come back and hit over 300 this season. Hiscock's pitch is in there for strike one.
Scott, we have a tweet tonight to our Shaw TV Winnipeg Twitter account from the Lincoln Salt Dogs. They're updating the game. Goldeyes up 2-0. Keep it up, fish.
Keep it up, fish.
And again, you can reach us at Shaw TV Winnipeg.
One strike to Blackwood. Off-speed pitch is hit hard, and it is off the wall. Bond goes to third, will be held there by Rick Forney. On to second goes Blackwood. That was a line shot. Romanski just turned on it and let it go off the wall, played it on one hop. That kept Bond from scoring. It was a good defensive effort by Romanski. If he had tried to make a play on it, Bond probably would have scored. Instead, he turns, lets it go off the taco time sign, and is able to make the play, and out comes Greg Taggart to have a chat with Stephen Hiscock as the Goldeyes now have runners at second and third with one out, and here comes Tyler Kuhn.
We have another tweet, Scott, from Andrew Boardman at Deck Chairs. At a Goldeyes game in beautiful Winnipeg, we are graced with a ballpark in the bright shadow of a new museum. And Andrew included a pic, which we have retweeted. Chris Siggs at Chris Siggs. Those who work out together and go to Goldeyes games together stay together.
Good for him.
Now it's your turn. Tell us what you think on Twitter at Shaw TV Winnipeg. You can also find us on Facebook.
So the Gary SouthShore RailCats will play in on the grass. They will play in to try to protect against this third run scoring. Tyler Kuhn coming to the plate. Goldeyes lead at 2-0. Runners at second and third and one out. Here's the pitch. It's high and outside for ball one. One away. And with that double by Blackwood, runners at second and third. Hiscock delivers, and there's a line shot foul. Tyler Kuhn got all of it, but hit it on the berm, was way out in front. The off-speed pitch. Kuhn ripped it, but foul. Lincoln leads by a half a game, and as Greg Taggart told us, he feels they have to win out to stay ahead of Lincoln, or at least to keep pace with Lincoln. There's a fastball on the corner for strike two. So it's 1-2 to Kuhn. Danny Pulfer is way in at shortstop. Zach Mitchell is still on the dirt, but about a step from the grass. Henry Wrigley is on the grass, and Wally Backman, the third baseman, is just on the edge of the grass. To protect against this run, here's a pitch. Off-speed pitch fouled off. Kuhn just got a piece of that curveball at 75. Blackwood's at second. Bond is at third. One away. Tyler Kuhn, 1 for 2 in the ball game. He singled in the first and grounded out to the second baseman Mitchell in the third. Pitch by Hitchcock is way inside. 2-2 the count. Tyler Kuhn. Casey Harther in the on-deck circle. Hiscock gets the sign from Babineau. There's a fly ball. Hit just in front of the warning track. That should get Bond home. There's the throw to the plate. Bond scores, and on to third goes Jake Blackwood with the throw to the plate. Blackwood moves up 90 feet, and the Goldeyes take a 3-0 lead. It'll be a sacrifice fly for Tyler Kuhn. The throw from Martinez wasn't close, and it allowed Blackwood to go on to third base. A sacrifice fly and a run batted in for Tyler Kuhn as the Goldeyes take a 3-0 advantage. A runner at third now with 2 away, and that brings up Casey Harther. First pitch by Hitchcock is in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes to Harther. Harther 0 for 2 in the ball game. He popped out to second in the first inning and then grounded up the shortstop in the third. Came in hitting .363, has 11 home runs, 67 driven in. Pitch is way outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Harther. Three runs on 7 hits and an error for the Goldeyes. No runs on 2 hits. No errors for Gary. Here's Hiscock's pitch. That's in there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to the Californian Casey Harther. Great chat with Casey before the game today. Wants to get an invitation to spring training someplace next year, like most players in this league. Figures he's put up good enough numbers at .307 last year, .363 right now this year. But if he doesn't get it, he has no thoughts of retirement, just 26 years old. He'll be back next season, hopefully. 3-1 the count. Pitch is high and outside for ball 4, and the Goldeyes have runners on the corners. First walk of the game given up by Stephen Hiscock. And that'll bring up Reggie Abercrombie with runners at first and third and 2 out. Reggie's 0 for 2. He grounded out to second in the second, popped out to second in the fourth. Blackwood with a good lead at third base. Pitch to Reggie, swing and a miss. 89-mile-an-hour fastball from Hiscock. Reggie had a good cut. .3-0, Goldeyes lead it. Hiscock gets the sign from Babineau. There's a line shot, base hit into left field. That makes it 4-0. An RBI single for Reggie, his 71st RBI of the year. And Abercrombie plates Jake Blackwood. And the Goldeyes lead it 4-0. Let's have another peek. It's a fastball, and Reggie just rips it. Lands right in front of the left fielder, Josh Romanski. And Reggie with his team-leading 71st RBI of the campaign. And here's Donnie Webb, who's 2 for 2 in the ballgame. Hiscock's first pitch, off speed in there for a strike. The change. He gets ahead of Donnie Webb. Harther at second, Abercrombie at first. Goldeyes have put 2 more up here in this 5th inning. There's a little flare to the shortstop. Pulfer will make the catch. And that'll do it. But the Goldeyes get a pair, 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and 2 left. We'll go to the 6th inning. Ethan Hollinsworth dealing. He's got a 4-0 lead. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
At Shaw TV, we are proud to bring you live events, and we value your comments. Call the Shaw TV viewer response line now, 204-480-3500, or email us, shawtvwinnipeg@shaw.ca, and let us know how we're doing. Or find us on Facebook and Twitter at Shaw TV Winnipeg.
Welcome back. It's time to take a look at the American Association Saves Leaders, brought to you by Manitoba Hydro. Marshall Schuler has the Saves Leader category all wrapped up. Look at him with 34 in there. Matt Navarez is out of the league at this point.
He's with the Pittsburgh Pirates organization.
And Chris Regas holds down the third spot with 22. Chris Kissick of the Goldeyes has 17 saves. The American Association Saves Leaders are brought to you by Manitoba Hydro. Manitoba Hydro encourages all consumers to save energy and be power smart by using Energy Star appliances.
We had a pretty great discussion tonight with Greg Taggart. What a great guy. It's fun to be around. I didn't think he wanted the interview to end.
Now, very articulate, a nice guy. He was talking to Andrew Collier during batting practice and just enjoys the game. 18 years as a manager.
He doesn't lose very much. For the Gary South Shore RailCats, here in this 6th inning, it'll be Drew Murin, the number 9 hitter, who really isn't a number 9 hitter. He's a pretty good hitter, the center fielder. And then we go to Danny Pulfer and Drew Martinez. Here's the first pitch by Hollingsworth. It's in there for strike 1.
And we should mention not only a good manager, but a good recruiter, because at this level,
yes,
you're finding the players, and he seems to find character guys every year.
He finds guys that have no problem playing his style. And it takes a lot. You've got to be prepared to give yourself up. The one thing about independent baseball, nobody's there to teach anybody how to play. You're supposed to know how to play, and you play at the independent level to win. Pitch by Hollingsworth, off-speed pitches in there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Murin. Murin in this ball game 0 for 1. He grounded out to the second baseman Brock Bond back in the 3rd inning. Came in hitting .286 with 8 bombs and 38 driven in. Pitch misses, low and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Drew Murin. Goldeyes 4 runs, 8 hits and an error. Gary, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. But at this stage in his last start, Hollingsworth was leading at 3-0 against Sioux Falls. There's a ground ball to Brock Bond at second. Bond picks it up, fires to first. Murin is out. Among the teams in the American Association, the Winnipeg Goldeyes are second in fielding. 1/1000th of a percentage point behind the Wichita Wingnuts. Goldeyes at .980, Wichita at .981. So the 2 best teams in the league are the 2 best fielding teams in the league. Same thing with pitching, same thing with hitting, and in that order, Wichita and then Winnipeg. Winnipeg with 61 wins, Wichita with 70. What a tremendous season they've had. 70 and 27. First pitch to the leadoff hitter, Danny Pulfer, who's batting number 2 in this inning. He's in there for strike 1. Pulfer is 0 for 2. He was safe on an error in the first and popped out to the first baseman in the 4th. Tough error for Jake Blackwood, who made a sensational play on the ground ball, got up and made a bad throw. Pitches inside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Pulfer. Pulfer played in the All-Star game here in Winnipeg at the end of July. One out, nobody on. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Hollingsworth, off-speed pitch popped up. That should get out of play, and it will. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Pulfer. The Goldeyes, 61 and 36. 61 is the most victories in franchise history. They also set their road winning record this year, 33 wins on the road. Pulfer digs in. Luis Allen gives the sign to Ethan Hollingsworth. Here's the pitch, off-speed pitch, line foul. It's a good pitch by Hollingsworth and a good bit of hitting by Pulfer to protect the plate. Luis Allen had set up outside on the 1-2 count. Danny Pulfer, the shortstop, Gary South Shore RailCats. There's a pop-up on the infield. Harther makes the call, so does Bond. Harther makes the catch. Casey Harther, the taller of the two, gets the glove up there and makes the catch. And here comes Drew Martinez. Before the ball game, our good friend Mike Beauregard had a chance to talk to Drew Martinez.
Drew, your team's battling for a playoff spot. What's the mindset in the locker room right now?
We're just trying to play our game and hope things go our way, or hope the pitcher comes through for us first, and hopefully get a little offense going, and we'll see what happens.
Now you're hitting .361 second in the league in batting average. Your batting average is up about 70 points from last year. Can you put your finger on why?
Just a lot of luck and a few things going my way. Kept my approach the same all year. Worked with my hitting coach on keeping a routine every day, and like I said, luckily things go my way.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Drew Martinez and Mike Beauregard before today's game. Martinez has had a tremendous season. Number 3 in hitting, right behind Casey Harther at .361. There's a fly ball. Josh Mazzola goes over to get it, makes the catch. And Martinez 0 for 3 in the ballgame. And Gary goes down 1-2-3 in the 6th. Nothing across for the South Shore RailCats from Gary, Indiana. It's Winnipeg 4, Gary nothing. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball. Scott Taylor, Mike Beauregard, and a crew of thousands doing a wonderful job right here on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
From Ranger Insurance, this is Winnipeg on the Go, your weekly event listings keeping you connected to our community. Manyfest is a downtown street festival that celebrates everything downtown Winnipeg has to offer, featuring food truck wars, a movie in the park, wine and beer gardens, dance parties, and much more. Visit manyfest.ca for the full schedule of events. The second annual Manitoba Fiber Festival connects fiber producers, spinners, knitters, weavers, and felters from urban and rural communities, featuring local vendors, educational workshops, and demonstrations. For more information, please visit manitobafiberfestival.com. The 13th annual Ovarian Cancer Canada Walk of Hope will host hundreds of Winnipeggers walking in a nationwide effort to raise funds and awareness for ovarian cancer. Visit ovariancancerwalkofhope.ca to learn more about this event. The 2014 Kidney Ride, Glide, and Stride is a family-focused, non-competitive 2K walk, 5K run, or 10K bike ride, with all funds raised going towards helping Manitobans affected by kidney disease. To learn more, please visit kidney.ca/Manitoba. Would you like your event listed on television and online? Send your listing to Shaw TV Winnipeg at shaw.ca. To find more events, visit our website, shaw.ca/shawtv/Winnipeg. Winnipeg on the Go is brought to you by Ranger Insurance.
Welcome back to the ballpark. The first pitch to Josh Mazzola here to start the bottom of the 6th inning was in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Mazzola, who has a home run in 2 trips. Off-speed pitches in there for a strike. That curveball has been working for Hiscock. Nobody up throwing in either bullpen, although both bullpens have guys up and stretching. As we get toward the 7th inning, there's one fouled off at the plate. 1-2 to Mazzola. Josh Mazzola in his 3rd season with the Goldeyes. Team MVP last year. Here's the pitch. Oh, it's way outside, and he bit. Strike 3, Mazzola fooled on that tremendous slider by Stephen Hiscock. We'll have another peek at that. Strikeout number 2, that's it for Hiscock today. And no doubt about it. We got another tweet.
We do, from Jordan Garber. It's been great having former Major League ball player Reggie Abercrombie here in Winnipeg this year. Do you guys agree? I'll say.
He has 17 home runs and now 71 runs batted in. He's also an excellent dude. He's a guy. He's just a lot of fun. Every day is fun. Great around the clubhouse.
And he's peaked at the right time.
And he
His
has.
batting average is
Playing
up
tremendously
to
well.
50 points in the last 20-odd games or so. Rick Forney thinks he has the best skill set in the league.
Oh, I think so too. He's 34 and he's still one of the fastest guys in the league, and there are fast guys in this league. There's a line shot foul. That would have been another double for Louise. But it was just foul, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now, Reggie Abercrombie, first of all, he played 3 years in the majors. He was a big-time player, big-time prospect. Still a tremendous ball player, but it's just great to have him in the clubhouse. Yes, so Jordan, yes, the answer is, from both of us,
yes.
Absolutely.
Thanks for that tweet. Our top tweets always make it on our broadcast. You can find us on Twitter at Shaw TV Winnipeg.
Tyler Kuhn, Reggie Abercrombie, Jake Blackwood, and Josh Mazzola. There's a ground ball up the middle and a good play by Hiscock. The pitcher to first and the second out of this 6th inning. We'll have another peek. Good defensive play by the pitcher.
Are you going to make me go back downstairs because my thighs are burning?
Don't you have to go down at the end of the game? You can have a rest.
I'm going to take the elevator.
That's all right. Well, just leave a little earlier.
When is Kent Weeb coming back?
Not this season. He's off until the opening of Jets training camp.
He deserves a break.
He does.
Only you work more than he does.
Here's Ryan Pineda. First pitch is on the corner for strike 1. Well, to be fair, I do have more jobs than he does. Ball and 1 strike to Ryan Pineda. The pitch by Hiscock is in the dirt, 1-1. I was coming over the Provencher Bridge today and just trying to smell the roses coming to work. That is one of the most beautiful scenes in any city in Canada. Pitch to Pineda's popped up. Zach Mitchell comes over in foul territory and makes the catch. And that does it for the Goldeyes in the 6th inning. We'll have another chat about that drive from the Provencher Bridge past the ballpark. Nothing better. Nothing across for the Goldeyes in the 6th inning. Winnipeg still leads at 4-0. We go to the 7th at Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Join us on Shaw TV this fall for our 2014 Mayoral Forum brought to you by Winnipeg Realtors. We'll be live from the Franco-Manitoban Cultural Center October 9th at 7 p.m. Have a say in our city's next mayor. Join the conversation online at Shaw TV Winnipeg, #YourMayor. Your Mayor, the 2014 All Candidates Mayoral Forum, only on Channel 9, Shaw TV.
Welcome back to beautiful Shaw Park in Winnipeg, Manitoba. I was talking about that drive west. I guess it's southwest, sort of, as you come across the Provencher Bridge and you see on your left the Canadian Museum for Human Rights and the bridge, the Provencher Bridge, and then on your right, the ballpark in downtown Winnipeg. And it's become so beautiful, you have to live in Winnipeg to know the ballpark is here. The trees that have grown up around it, the landscaping around the ballpark, it really is truly a beautiful, beautiful sight. And we have a lot of places in this city that have, over the last 10 years, become absolutely spectacular views, great, great shots if you're a photographer. And that's just one of the most beautiful sights of any city I've seen in Canada, and I've been to them all. And Winnipeg may not be Vancouver, it may not be Toronto or Montreal, but there are some beautiful spots in this city, and one of them is driving across the Provencher Bridge and seeing the ballpark and the museum and the forks. It's a really pretty part of the country. Pitch inside. And we've got a bit of a skyline, thanks to Dave Neufeld, our center field camera, who has created basically a skyline in Winnipeg from center field in the ballpark to downtown. And it really looks nice when he takes that shot. 1-1 the count to Zach Mitchell. There's a ground ball the other way. Handled perfectly by Blackwood, who was playing Mitchell in a perfect spot. And that's the first out of this 7th inning. It's Mitchell, Wrigley, and Romanski to face Hollingsworth here in the 7th.
And Scott, the addition of Blackwood really solidified third base.
That solidified third base. It also helped after he was injured and came back, and he struggled and was hitting about .230, and he just exploded over the last month and has maybe been the best hitter in this ball team consistently over the last month. In the last 10 games, he's hitting .372. Today he's had a double in 3 trips. There's a ground ball to Blackwood, and he handles it beautifully. Turns, fires, and they get Wrigley. What a tremendous job defensively by Jake Blackwood. And you know, Josh Mazzola did a good job when he played third base. Casey Harther has played third base well, but nobody has played better than this guy. What a great play. Staying with it, righting himself, and firing to first. Tremendous defensive play by Blackwood. He made a great play in the first inning and was charged with an error because his throw was a little offline. But the play he made to pick up the ground ball was sensational. Here's the number 5 hitter, Josh Romanski.
Still only 2 hits for Gary.
Defense, so important. Hollingsworth's pitch, the curveball misses outside. 1-1 to Romanski. As Earl Weaver always said, you win baseball games with pitching, defense, and 3-run homers. Today for the Goldeyes, it's been pitching, defense, and a 2-run homer. There's an off-speed pitch right down the middle, and that curveball was right over the center of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Romanski. Now Romanski's starting to chat with Bobby Feaster, the home plate umpire, and not cordially either. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And there's a line shot base hit, no doubt about that one. Romanski goes the opposite way, a solid single to left field. 3rd hit of the ball game for Gary, and that'll bring up Craig Maddox. Maddox is a dangerous hitter. He proved that at the All-Star game at the skills competition when he won the home run derby. Romanski at first. Maddox at the plate, 2 away. We're in the top of the 7th. The pitch by Hollingsworth is low and outside for ball 1. This is when Gary gets scary. Late innings. Runners on base. Hollingsworth's pitch is a line shot foul. And Gary has always been a team that can score late and come back in ball games. Goldeyes have 3 pitchers up stretching, nobody throwing. Gary, everybody's sitting down. Hollingsworth checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Misses low. 2 balls and 1 strike to Craig Maddox. Craig Maddox from Locust Grove, Georgia. He is an LS5. He's been around. Hollingsworth's pitch misses again. 3-1 to Maddox. Southeastern University in Lakeland, Florida. Pretty much, however, a lifelong independent ball player. Played 25 games of rookie league ball in Detroit's organization. It's a ground ball to Brock Bond. That'll do it. Another inning in the books for Ethan Hollingsworth. He gives up his 3rd hit of the game, but no damage. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. It's Winnipeg 4, Gary nothing. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
It's time now for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by The Dugout, the Goldeyes Souvenir Store. 2 locations right here in Shaw Park. Remember, on Monday, there'll be a big sale at the Dugout Souvenir Store on the concourse. Fans loving this as Goldie and Goldette and Allison Pattison and Blair Hunter and all the kids from the Goldeyes Fan Services Group, leads the fans through the 7th inning stretch. The 7th inning stretch brought to you by the Goldeyes Souvenir Store, the Dugout. 2 locations right here at Shaw Park, thanks to Goldie and Goldette and everybody else. And as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning for the Winnipeg Goldeyes, it's the top of the order. Brock Bond, Jake Blackwood, and Tyler Kuhn to face Stephen Hiscock, who has pitched quite well today. He's given up 8 scattered hits. He made one big mistake, and that was that fastball middle in, belt high to Josh Mazzola, who hit a rocket over the left field wall. But other than that, the Goldeyes scratched a couple of runs in the 5th inning. On a single by Brock Bond, a double by Jake Blackwood, a sacrifice fly by Tyler Kuhn, a walk to Casey Hartford, a single by Reggie Abercrombie. It's 4-0, and we're in the bottom of the 7th. Here's Brock Bond. Bond from St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis Rams cut Michael Sam today. That's the news out of the National Football League. 1 ball and no strikes to Brock Bond. Hiscock's pitch is in there for a strike. Bond hitting .332. That pitch is inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Bond flied out to center in the 1st and 2nd innings and then singled and scored a run in the 5th. No homers yet this year, but 20 runs batted in. Pitch right down the middle, 2-2.
Another good acquisition by Rick Forney.
Outstanding. At a time when they needed a little solidification at second base.
If you look at his stats, he's produced at every level, including AAA.
There's a line shot in the left field. Tough play, but Martinez gets back, makes a leaping catch. Good job by Martinez to get back on that line drive off the bat of Bond. It goes a loud out. Bond hit it hard, but Martinez got back on it and made a leaping catch. Pitch down in the zone. Bond lined it, and Martinez probably didn't really read it very well off the bat, but was able to get back and make the catch. For the first out of this 7th inning, and here comes Jake Blackwood, who's 1 for 3. Blackwood a double and a run scored. Pitch is outside, ball 1. It's getting dark earlier, isn't it? It's not 8 o'clock yet. It's starting to feel dark at the ballpark. There's a fly ball foul onto the street. We have a pitcher up throwing for the Gary SouthShore RailCats. It's Coleman Stevens, 6'3", 220-pound reliever. He played in Amarillo. He's from Arlington, Texas. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Blackwood. So Coleman Stevens throwing in the Gary bullpen. Nobody throwing in the Goldeyes pen tonight. Hiscock's pitch is foul back. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Blackwood, hitting .312. 9 homers, 42 driven in. Jake Blackwood has also scored 46 runs now. 21 doubles on the season and a triple. He's only played 80 of the Goldeyes' 97 games. Of course, he had that serious ankle injury earlier in the season. Pitch outside, 2-2. Tyler Kuhn, who has a RBI and a sacrifice fly into the on-deck circle. Pitched by Blackwood is fouled off his foot. Not a play. 2-2 to Jake. That hurts. Let's have another look at this one. Ow, on the instep. You know what that feels like, Mike?
No.
Take a ball peen hammer. Oh. Just whack your instep with it. Ouch.
I've taken pucks to the ankle.
It's about the same feel.
In the old days when the goalie skates weren't as protective
padded as they are today.
Yeah.
That's right. 2-2 the count. Pitch to Blackwood is hit the other way. Might get it a plain will. Might have ended up in somebody's beer if it doesn't hit the patio deck wall and go onto the berm. Fan would very much like a souvenir.
He's not going to give it to the woman.
He's not going to give it to
He's looking for a kid.
Flipped it back up into the patio deck. 2-2 the count to Blackwood. Here's the pitch. Off-speed pitch, strike 3. Blackwood couldn't hold up, and he goes down on strikes. Strikeout number 3 for Hiscock. And that's the second time somebody's bid on that pitch, both Blackwood and Josh Mazzola. So here's Tyler Kuhn, who is 1 for 2 officially, singled in the first, grounded out to second in the third, and then hit a sacrifice fly RBI back in the 5th. And there's a line shot into the gap. That gets down, it could go a long way. One bounce, Kuhn's gonna hold at first base. Good play by Murin to get over and cut that off. The outfield is soft here with all the rain we've had. And that ball just landed like a 9-iron. He hit it hard. There's a lot of fields in this league where that would have gone to the wall. Instead, it kind of hit like a 9-iron and chucked
I think there was some backspin on it.
I think so. So a second single of the game for Kuhn, and here's Casey Hartford.
That outfield's been through a lot lately.
Well, with the Barbecue and Blues, the concert 2 days, it took a beating, and then all of that rain. And there's a shot into the gap again, and that's hit hard. Going over is Martinez, who was playing Harther perfectly, and makes the catch. Good job by Drew Martinez. Martinez has done a good job at right field, reading hitters. He's played them just about perfectly. No runs on a hit, no errors. 1 left. We'll go to the 8th inning. The Goldeyes still lead at 4-0. But as we all know, this is when Gary gets going. We got a good ball game for you. Winnipeg 4, Gary nothing. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Here's a quick look at the American Association standings. There you have the Goldeyes, 25 games above 500, a record-breaking 61 victories. And there's that battle between Lincoln and Gary for the Central Division title. Just a half game separating those two. Wichita, 70 victories, 9 up on the Goldeyes, who set a club record, and Laredo is in with the wild card berth.
Wichita and Winnipeg here, with the exception of the first game of the series, which Wichita won 10-3. The last 3 games of that series were playoff caliber baseball. Wichita winning 2 games by a run, Goldeyes winning 1 game by a couple of runs. But it was great baseball. Wichita's won 6 straight. They're 9-1 in their last 10. Boy, are they playing great baseball. That's a scary, scary ball team since they traded for Abel Nieves. Another all-star. Team full of all-stars. Actually, the all-star game probably should have been Wichita against Winnipeg. They just should have flown Wichita in to play the Goldeyes. Would have saved a lot of money.
Say they both advance to the championship game. How will that series work?
As of right now, Wichita will have the choice. So they'll be able to choose whether they want the first 2 games at home or the last 3 at home. So we'll see what Wichita selects. Goldie wins another dance-off. For the Gary SouthShore RailCats here in the 8th inning, it'll be the bottom of the order. Babineau, Backman, and Murin, which most teams would love to have a bottom of the order of those 3 guys. Babineau hitting .290. Wally Backman with a lot of speed hitting .252, and Drew Murin a .286 hitter. First pitch by Ethan Hollingsworth is outside and off the glove of Luis Allen. Brendan Lafferty is up throwing for the Goldeyes. One ball and no strikes to Babineau. Babineau has a double and 2 trips. There's a pitch on the corner, 1-1. Babineau struck out back in the 3rd inning and then doubled in the 5th. Pitch low and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ryan Babineau, as we mentioned, Rancho Cucamonga, California. Played in Gary last year. 27 years old, 6'2", 215. Pitch is on the corner. Nice pitch by Ethan Hollingsworth. Counts 2-2 to the leadoff man here in the 8th, Ryan Babineau. The looper, the big overhand curveball. 2-2, here's the pitch. And there's a line shot in the left field for a base hit. 4th hit of the ball game for these Gary SouthShore RailCats. 2nd hit for Babineau. And Babineau has had a pretty good series. He's now 3 for 7. And there's Wally Backman. So Babineau's at first with nobody out here in the 8th. And as we said, this is when Gary gets scary. Get late in the ball game, get some runners on base, lots of things can happen. Hollingsworth's first pitch to Backman is in there for strike 1. Wally Backman struck out in the 3rd, grounded out to 2nd in the 5th. He nearly beat it out on a ground ball to 2nd base. Wally has always worked hard. There's the pitch, and it's low. 1 ball and 1 strike to Backman. All baseball fans know about Wally's dad, of course, a longtime New York Met. Wally played in Sioux City for most of his career here in the American Association. 6'2", 210. 28 years old from Prineville, Oregon. 1-1 the count. Off-speed pitch is high. 2 balls and 1 strike. You wonder at this stage if Hollingsworth is tiring just a little bit. There's the pitch, and that misses. 3-1. Ethan Hollingsworth has not walked a batter today. And Rick Forney sitting beside Jamie Sampson in the Goldeyes dugout, studying him closely. There's a pitch on the corner. Good fastball at 84 from Hollingsworth. Makes the count 3-2.
And you wonder how patient Rick will be in this situation, knowing the playoffs are around the corner. And they're up by 4.
That's never enough against this Gary team. I've seen that team RailCat this Goldeyes ball club so many times. There goes a runner. It's a ground ball to 2nd, and Kuhn can't handle it. You can't make an error against this ball club, and the Goldeyes just made one. And now there's runners on the corners with nobody out. I'm absolutely stunned. Steve Eitzen has given him a base hit. This is a routine play for Tyler Kuhn, and he let it get by him. That's it for Ethan Hollingsworth. They've called it the 5th hit of the game. Wow, these are professional athletes. So the 5th hit of the ball game for the Gary SouthShore RailCats. A single, officially, puts runners on the corners with nobody out here in the 8th inning. And here comes Brendan Lafferty. So tell us a little bit about Brendan Lafferty, who has pitched extremely well for the Goldeyes this season. In fact, nobody has more appearances than Lafferty. He leads the league with 53. This will be his 54th time coming into the ball game. He is 0-2 with a 2.47 ERA. 47 in the 3rd innings pitched. He's given up 36 hits, 16 runs, 13 of them earned. He's walked 22, struck out 48. Opponents hitting .206 against Brendan Lafferty, the Californian, who has decided to make his home in Winnipeg. He will be the public address announcer of the St. Boniface Riels for the 2014-15 hockey season.
Are you kidding me?
I am absolutely serious. He is a hockey fan to the death, a Vancouver Canucks fan like no other. From Southern California, had a friend when he was a young kid, moved from Vancouver to their home near LA. And he brought with him his love for the Vancouver Canucks, and Brendan picked it up, and he is a crazy hockey fan. He's also taking up curling this year. He will curl on a team with Goldeyes bullpen catcher Josh Drews, probably the only two left-handed baseball curlers in all of Manitoba. But Brendan Lafferty, as goalie, gets dancing fever tonight. Dancing Gabe's always had it. So Lafferty will come in and face the number 9 hitter, Drew Murin, a left-handed hitting center fielder. And then they'll flip it and go back to the top of the order, pull for Martinez and Mitchell. Runners on the corners with nobody out here in the 8th inning. A base hit for Wally Backman, but Tyler Kuhn will tell you he should have made the play. And the Goldeyes will give up a run for an out, and they'll certainly give up a run for a double play. Bond and Kuhn at double play depth. Harther holding the runner at first base, Backman. Blackwood in on the grass at third. Here's the first pitch, and it's a ground ball base hit. First pitch is a solid single to right. So Murin with his first hit of the game and a run batted in, that makes it 4-1. On to second goes Wally Backman, puts runners at first and second with nobody out. We'll have another look. There is nothing like the Gary SouthShore RailCats late in the game that they have to win. They are good at it. Here's Danny Pulford. Ethan Hollingsworth was just cruising along. And you get a base hit and a ball that should have been fielded. Another base hit. Suddenly, Gary is right back in it. Pitch by Lafferty is inside for ball one. Dancing Gabe there has a great seat right behind the plate. There's Danny Pulford. 0 for 3 today. Safe on an error in the first inning. He was erased on a double play, then popped out to first in the 4th and popped out to first in the 6th. Lafferty delivers. That misses. 2 balls and no strikes. Goldeyes cruising along with a 4-0 lead behind Ethan Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth is out of the game. He is responsible for the run that scored and is responsible for Backman out at second. Pitch fouled back. 2 balls and 1 strike to Pulford. Four runs, 9 hits, and an error for the Goldeyes. 1 run, 6 hits, no errors for the RailCats, but they are threatening here in the 8th. Drew Murin at first, Wally Backman at second, a run in and nobody out. Lafferty checks the runner. Here's the pitch. A ground ball to the shortstop, Kuhn. Over to second for 1, back to first, the double play. A 6-4-3 double play. And Brendan Lafferty calms the waters, at least briefly. What a tremendous turn by Brock Bond at second base. Brock Bond made that play with just a tremendous turn. Kuhn, as always, makes a great throw to second. On to third base goes Backman. So there's still a runner at third now with 2 out. Here's Drew Martinez, one of the leading hitters in the league, who came in at .361, although he's 0 for 3 today. Pulford hits into the 6-4-3 double play, and the Goldeyes now have 2 out with a runner at third here in the 8th. As Backman will face the left-handed hitting Drew Martinez. Here's the pitch. Off-speed pitch right down the middle. 74-mile-an-hour change to Martinez for strike 1. Backman with a good lead at third base. He represents the second run of the ball game for Gary, should he cross the plate. 0-1 the count to Martinez. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. The big looper, the change again from Brendan Lafferty. Oh, that's just that straight change to the dirt, and way out in front was Drew Martinez. 74 miles an hour. Looks like a fastball coming out. He kind of throws a double circle change, his big hands. Almost has 2 full circles on the changeup. So 0-2 to Martinez. Lafferty kicks, delivers. There's a chopper to the first baseman. This is a tough play. Arthur makes it, tags out the runner, and that does it. Good job by Brendan Lafferty to get the Goldeyes out of a big jam. Gary gets a run. 1 run on 3 hits. No errors. 1 man left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's Winnipeg 4, Gary 1. Brendan Lafferty, the hero. He saves the day in the 8th. It's Safeway Goldeyes baseball. We got a dandy. We're on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Join the movement to kick cancer. 5 simple things can reduce your risk of cancer by up to 50%. Choose a balanced diet with plenty of fruits and vegetables. Get active to maintain a healthy body weight. Avoid tobacco and secondhand smoke. Protect yourself from UV rays. Follow cancer screening guidelines and see your doctor for regular checkups. Take the pledge to reduce your risk of cancer. Join the movement at kickcancer.ca.
An initiative of Cancer Care Manitoba Foundation, supported by Safeway.
There you look at Chris Salamita, who is doing the work today. Let's have a look at this double play that kind of saved the Goldeyes bacon.
Oh, did it ever?
Tyler Kuhn does what he does best, makes a great throw, but watch this turn by Bond. What a tremendous double play. But Bond was the star. Charting his pitches with his iPad.
I thought he might be tweeting us at Shaw TV, Winnipeg.
We have a brand new pitcher for the Gary SouthShore RailCats. It's Coleman Stevens, 6'3", 220 pounds. Stevens is 2-4 with Gary, a 6.31 ERA. In 23 games, he started 9. 71 and a third innings, 98 hits, 54 runs, 50 earned, 37 walks, 60 strikeouts. He's given up 7 home runs. Opponents hitting .331 against him. So that's his season. Coleman Stevens, the new pitcher for the Gary SouthShore RailCats. Big guy, 6'3", 220. And he will face here in the 8th inning Reggie Abercrombie, Donnie Webb, and Josh Mazzola. So here comes Reggie, who has a run batted in today, a single in 3 trips. You look at Rick Forney, the manager of the Goldeyes. Would love nothing more than to get Reggie rolling come playoff time. He's had a good month of August. But over his last 10, hitting just 233 rather, coming into today's game, he was 10 for 43, now 11 for 46. Here's Stevens' first pitch. It's a fastball popped up. Babineau in foul territory makes the catch, and that's it. 1 pitch to Reggie and 1 out. Abercrombie fouls out to Ryan Babineau, and that'll bring up Donnie Webb. Webb today has a pair of singles in 3 trips. He singled in the second, scored a run. Of course, he came across the plate ahead of Josh Mazzola, who hit that 2-run homer. And then he singled in the 4th and popped out, just a soft little pop-up to shortstop Danny Pulford. Back in the 5th inning, first pitch is in there for strike 1. In the 9th inning, it's the heart of the order. Zach Mitchell, Henry Wrigley, and Josh Romanski for Gary. Pitch to Webb is right down the middle. No balls and 2 strikes. Donnie Webb came in hitting .289. He's probably .290 right now with 2 for 3 today. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And Coleman Stevens is dealing here in the 8th inning. So 2 away quickly for Coleman Stevens, and that'll bring up Josh Mazzola.
Well, Scott, you've been around the Goldeyes for a while now. Where does this team rank with the championship team we saw a few years back, and how do you feel they'll do in the playoffs?
Well, this is the best team the Goldeyes have ever had. This is the best team that Rick Forney certainly has ever put together. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. Handled nicely by Pulford, and a bad throw, and Mazzola gets underneath the tag from Henry Wrigley. He'll be safe. That'll probably be an error to Pulford. No, it'll be a hit for Mazzola. Yeah. One of these days I'll get it right. It's a ground ball to Pulford. He was able to make 2 steps. A good throw gets Mazzola easily, but it's a hit. A single for Mazzola, and that'll bring up Luis Allen. This is the best team Rick Forney's ever brought here. When you're on the verge of 62 wins, what do you say? How they'll do in the playoffs? Wichita is the question. Wichita's a remarkably good baseball team. Maybe the best team that's ever been put together in independent baseball at any level. It's a team full of all-stars. There goes Mazzola to second base. There's a throw high, and Mazzola's called out. Mazzola looks at the third base umpire, Joe Stegner. Like, are you kidding me? Let's have it. We got to see this one.
Yeah, I'd like to see it again.
I'd like to see the replay. Here'll be the throw. Good throw from Babineau. Oh, Mazzola is in. I don't know what to say. He's out 2-4, and that's the final out of the 8th inning. Here's the throw from Babineau. It's high. Mazzola's down. No runs on a hit, no errors, nobody left on base. We'll go to the 9th inning. The Goldeyes lead at 4-1. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Time now for our slide of the game, brought to you by Manitoba Public Insurance. And Rebecca Horan down in the truck and I have both decided that our slide of the game is going to be the slide we just saw, because we even want another look at it. I'm still not convinced he was out, but he might have been. Let's catch this throw. Mazzola's down. There's the throw to Mitchell. That's a bang-bang play. And extremely close. Good pitch by Stevens. Babineau handles it nicely. Great throw by Babineau. A little high. And Mitchell is late. Oh, no, it's from that angle, it's not really close. And that's why Josh Mazzola isn't very happy, but that's why it's our slide of the game. Brought to you every game by Manitoba Public Insurance. Brendan Lafferty back out to work this 9th inning. He'll face Zach Mitchell, who put the tag on Josh Mazzola. Then Henry Wrigley and Josh Romanski. Mitchell, Wrigley, and Romanski to face Brendan Lafferty, who is being asked by Rick Forney to get 6 outs. A little longer a stretch, although Chris Kissick is up now and stretching. Josh Drews and he are having a chat down in the Goldeyes bullpen. So it's Zach Mitchell who made the play to get the final out there in the 8th inning with Ryan Babineau. a left-handed hitting second baseman. Gary has a number of left-handers in the order. First pitch is in there for strike one. It goes Mitchell, left-handed hitter, Wrigley, a right-handed hitter, then Romanski and Maddox, both left-handed hitters. Off-speed pitch just misses. 1 ball and 1 strike to Zach Mitchell. 4-1 Goldeyes lead it. But the Gary South Shore RailCats always ready to RailCat you. A team that can manufacture runs is always scary. Pitch by Lafferty fools Mitchell. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the RailCats second baseman. Brendan Lafferty has a tremendous changeup. A good fastball. He can get it up there to 88 and 89. It's a solid fastball, but it's the change that's his out pitch. And kind of a herky-jerky motion. And there's the change again. It's in the dirt. Mitchell goes down to first base. That'll be a strikeout, 2-3 on the putout. Allen to Harther. And that change in the dirt, slider in the dirt that he throws, fools Zach Mitchell. That's the first out here in the 9th inning. And here's Henry Wrigley. Henry Wrigley's had a solid season. Comes in today hitting .299 with 16 homers and 77 driven in, most of those, of course, with the St. Paul Saints. 0 for 3 today. Popped out to the pitcher, grounded out to third, and grounded out to third. He has hit 2 hard ground balls to Jake Blackwood. Pitch by Lafferty is a ground ball right at Brock Bond at second. Bond fires to first and quickly 2 away. So Lafferty gets the right-handed hitting Wrigley to hit it right at Brock Bond. He was playing Wrigley perfectly. Absolutely perfectly at second base. We'll have another peek at this. Pitch by Lafferty hit right at Bond. He barely had to move, maybe 1 shuffle step. He makes the throw to Harther. That's the second out of the inning. And here comes the left-handed hitting Josh Romanski, who has a hit in 3 trips. First pitch is low in the dirt, ball 1. 1 ball to Romanski. Josh Romanski played in Scranton Wilkes-Barre and in Binghamton last year. There's a ground ball up the middle. That'll be through for a base hit. Romanski singles up the middle. So that puts a runner at first with 2 out and brings up the left-handed hitting Craig Maddox. Everybody talks in the Goldeyes clubhouse about bearing down to get the final out, the final strike, the final out. It is one of the toughest jobs, and we all know that Gary isn't going to go away. So Romanski's at first, and here's the left-handed hitting Maddox. There is nobody throwing in the Goldeyes bullpen. This is Brendan Lafferty's ball game right now. And we have a pinch hitter for the left-handed hitting Maddox. It is Roger Bernal, a 6'1", 190-pound infielder, just a young guy, just 24 years old. A rookie in the league from San Antonio, Texas. Roger Bernal hitting for Craig Maddox. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And quickly, Lafferty gets ahead 0-2. The crowd gets into it. No balls and 2 strikes to the rookie Roger Bernal, the pinch hitter for Craig Maddox. Romanski at first, 2 away. There goes the runner. Pitches in the dirt. They appeal, get no response. It will be no stolen base. It was indifference. Casey Harther was playing way off the runner Romanski. This team is concerned about one player, Roger Burnell, the hitter. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Romanski at second, 2 away. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it. The Winnipeg Goldeyes win their 62nd game of the year. In the 9th inning for the Gary South Shore RailCats, no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. The Winnipeg Goldeyes defeat the Gary South Shore RailCats 4-1 for Winnipeg. 4 runs on 10 hits and an error. For Gary, 1 run on 7 hits, no errors. The winning pitcher, Ethan Hollingsworth, he improves to 8-1 on the season. Brendan Lafferty gets the save. The losing pitcher, Stephen Hiscock, he drops to 10-6. We'll be back with the Safeway post-game show right after this. The final score, the Goldeyes 4, Gary 1. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
It is a tower of hope and a vision of the future as shared as the sky. It will be a forum for new dialogue based on inclusion and respect. A place of empowerment, knowledge, and inspiration built on Canadian ideals. Become engaged and be inspired. Visit the Canadian Museum for Human Rights.
Safeway Goldeyes Baseball is back for another exciting season live on Shaw TV. On Monday, September 1st at 7 p.m., the Fish will battle the Gary South Shore RailCats at Shaw Park. Brought to you by Safeway, only on Shaw TV.
Welcome back to the ballpark. The Winnipeg Goldeyes have defeated the Gary South Shore RailCats 4-1. Winnipeg's 62nd win of the season. And it's time now for the Safeway post-game show. It was a tremendous effort once again by Ethan Hollingsworth, and tonight's player of the game is brought to you by Shaw On Demand. With more than 10,000 on-demand titles, you won't miss a thing. Let's go down to field level. Mike Beauregard and our player of the game, Ethan Hollingsworth.
Ethan Hollingsworth is our Shaw Go-App player of the game. Ethan, another strong performance from you. How'd you feel out there?
I felt pretty good. I was able to get ahead of most of their hitters. Had a couple at-bats where I got into some bad counts, but was still fortunate enough to get outs out of them. Defense played spectacularly behind me, as they always do. And that takes so much pressure off me, right? I just have to throw strikes and let them put them in play and let these guys do what they do behind me.
You feel like you found your stride at the right time of year?
You know, I do. Locating the fastball well, and I'm able to throw some different off-speed pitches for strikes to keep the hitters off balance.
How do you feel about your team's prospects heading into the playoffs?
I feel great about it. I kind of pity anyone that has to play us right now, to be honest with you.
Let's hope Wichita doesn't hear that.
Yeah. Even if they do, that's fine.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Ethan Hollingsworth, our Shaw Go-App player of the game. Let's go back to Scott.
Thank you very much, Mike Beauregard and Ethan Hollingsworth. Tonight's player of the game brought to you by Shaw On Demand. With more than 10,000 on-demand titles, you won't miss a thing. Well, the Goldeyes needed one big blow to win it, and they got it. Early in the ball game, Josh Mazzola came to the plate with Donnie Webb on base. And tonight's play of the game brought to you by Shaw. Take your favorite shows on the go with Shaw Go Apps. And here's our play of the game, and it was pretty clear what our play of the game was. Mazzola comes to the plate, and he gets this fastball right down the middle, and he knew it was gone from the time he got the bat on it. It nearly hit the new Art across the street. A 2-run home run by Josh Mazzola, and that's all the Goldeyes needed. But this fastball, middle in, right down the middle, and it was deposited across the road and a big bounce toward the river. A 2-run home run for Josh Mazzola, and that's tonight's play of the game brought to you by Shaw. Take your favorite shows on the go with the Shaw Go app. Well, another tremendous win for the Winnipeg Goldeyes tonight, and another great effort by Ethan Hollingsworth. He has had 3 consecutive tremendous efforts. He has really taken control of this Goldeyes pitching staff and done a tremendous job. He had the 2-hitter, and tonight getting another victory, his 8th of the season. He's 8-1. The save goes to Brendan Lafferty. So the Goldeyes win their 62nd game of the year. They will play again tomorrow afternoon against these Gary South Shore RailCats. Game time is 1:30 here at Shaw Park. There are some great seats available, so come on down to the ballpark. Should be a good day for baseball. It was a great night for baseball tonight. The final score, the Winnipeg Goldeyes 4. The Gary South Shore RailCats 1. I'm Scott Taylor. I'll send it down to Mike Beauregard to take us home. Michael?
All right, thanks, Scott. And so the Goldeyes pick up a record 62nd victory of the season. They have 2 games remaining in their regular season before hosting the first-round playoff series beginning Wednesday night against either Lincoln or Gary. Our final score tonight, the Goldeyes 4, Gary 1. On behalf of our entire Shaw crew, we'll see you next time on Safeway Goldeyes Baseball on Shaw TV. Good night.
Welcome to Independent Chick. I'm your host, Dana Foster, and today we are talking about the home decor, the heart of the home, and what that means. I'm joined with these 3